Hey guys, and welcome back to Geek Power Toy Reviews, and in today's video we will be reviewing the LEGO Star Wars set 75316 Mandalorian Starfighter from the Disney Plus original series Star Wars The Mandalorian. Without further ado, let's get straight into the video. First off, let's look at the packaging. Right from the off, we see the beautiful Mandalorian Starfighter flying in space with a planet in the background and a second Mandalorian Starfighter in the background. We've got the main set on full view, the LEGO logo, the Star Wars logo, the indication that the set is for 9 years and up, the set number 75316, and the name Mandalorian Starfighter. On the top right hand corner we have a Lego-ified version of the Ahsoka 501st clone. In the bottom we have the Disney logo, and in the bottom right hand corner we have all three Lego minifigures included in the set. And I love how along the top and the bottom we have a whited out Lego greebling design. Along the top we have a continuation of that design with the LEGO logo, Star Wars logo, set number, Disney logo and name of the set, and a one-to-one image of one of the three minifigures included in the set. Then on the back of the packaging we see the Mandalorian Starfighter in its landed position, and all three of the minifigures surrounding the Starfighter, fighting one another in a gunfight. We have an image on the left hand side showing you the stud shooters, an image on the top right showing you the transforming feature of the wings and the cockpit, and then finally in the middle right hand side we see two minifigures sitting in the cockpit area. Now let's take a look at the set in question. And here is the Mandalorian Starfighter, fully built and assembled, with the three minifigures included, and I've gone ahead and put the Mandalorian Starfighter in its landed position. First of all, let's talk about the minifigures included in the set. The first minifigure included is Bo-Katan Kryze, and I've removed her Mandalorian helmet and put her hairpiece on to fully demonstrate the beautiful face print and headpiece. It's kind of hidden by the hairpiece, so I'll just remove that quickly to give you a better look at the beautiful silver detailing and the yellow stripes you can see on the side. On her face print we see the little freckles below the eyes, the brown eyebrows, and the slightly darker tan lips. On the back of the minifigure's head she has a second face print with a more angry expression. The eyebrows are angled inward to show aggression, along with the eyes, and then the grimace on the mouth really helps accentuate the emotion she's feeling. And just like the front, she has a beautifully printed bright silver headband. And then if I turn that round to the front, and then if I square that up with the hairpiece, that gives you a different look for your Bo-Katan Kryze Lego minifigure. And the torso, I just want to talk about the torso print. It's also done in a nice bright silver for the Beskar armor. That follows down into the belt piece that's printed on in a medium brown colour, and then the whole of the rest of the torso is moulded in a dark bluish grey plastic to demonstrate the undershirt that she wears. And I love the little added details of the scuffs and scratches that we see throughout the Beskar armour. The printing then follows through to the hip piece, where we see more leather detailing. And then when we look at the legs, she has printing on the front of the legs and the front of the toes. There's no printing on the side of the legs or the side of the arms, but the leg printing displays more of that Beskar armour. The blue signifies the knee pads that we see her wear, and then on her toes it shows us the boots that she wears that look like they're also made out of Beskar armour. If we look at the back of the minifigure, it includes a gunmetal grey coloured jetpack piece that we first got with the redesigned Boba Fett minifigure many years ago. And then if I remove that jetpack piece, we can see that there's even more printing displaying multiple pouches along the bottom of the torso on her utility belt, and a nice bright silver Beskar back armour piece with even more scratches displaying battle-worn armour. There's no more printing on the hip piece or the back of the legs. And then finally, I'll show you her Mandalorian helmet. I've taken the liberty of reapplying the jetpack piece back onto the minifigure, and now with the Mandalorian helmet for Bo-Katan Kryze, we see the owl paint job design, the thinner visor signifying a female Mandalorian warrior, and then the added Mandalorian armor accessory of the viewfinder, which can be rotated down like so when she's scoping out her next victim. And with this being a Mandalorian and weapons being a part of their culture, Bo-Katan Kryze is no different. And with this minifigure, she also includes 2 Mandalorian blasters. In Lego form, they come like this. We get 2 pairs of these blasters for Bo-Katan, and when they're attached to the minifigure, they look like this. And here is Bo-Katan dual wielding her Mandalorian blasters. And you can even, like we showed you earlier, hinge the viewfinder down so she can get a locked on target for whoever she's shooting. Our next minifigure is the Mandalorian Loyalist. He is decorated in traditional Mandalorian armor with grey and blue colour scheme. His helmet is done in a gunmetal grey with grey accents on the sides, a mail visor, and if you look closely, the insignia to determine which clan he belongs to, And with this being a Mandalorian loyalist, some of the paint is battle worn and damaged, displaying weathering. That's even more evident on the chest piece. As you can see, it's predominantly blue, but then there's bits that have been chipped off and worn away, showing the original Beskar armor color. His undershirt is a light bluish grey. His belt piece is printed on both the lower part of the torso and the hip piece. And then when we get down to the printed legs and toes, they're also done in Beskar armor, but they've been painted with a dark bluish grey, and the legs are moulded in a light bluish grey. On the back of the minifigure, he too also has a gunmetal grey jetpack. Underneath the helmet, there's no face print whatsoever. It's just a plain black minifigure head. And then on the back of the minifigure, after we remove the jetpack piece, we see a continuation of the blue painted Beskar armor with its back plate, and a continuation of the utility belt printed along the bottom of the torso piece, an unpainted back hip piece, and no printing on the back of the legs. There's also no printing on the side of the arms. With all the accessories applied, the Mandalorian loyalists' weapons, just like Bo-Katan's, are a pair of Mandalorian blasters, which when applied to the action figure in the hands looks like this. Now this Mandalorian loyalist doesn't come with any armor pieces. However, there are plenty of spare pieces that you could customize your Mandalorian loyalist if you wanted to give him a viewfinder on either the left or the right hand side, or if you wanted to add the visor piece that's also included in the accessories pack. The last minifigure included in the set is Gar Saxon. He is a part of the Maul clan, hence the horns on the top of his Mandalorian helmet, the red painted detailing, and then the red and black detailing painted onto his Beskar armor in reference to his leader Darth Maul. He's moulded in full gunmetal grey plastic. The Mandalorian visor for a male Mandalorian is painted in yellow. There's even black detailing in the lower corners of the helmet. On the back, it's completely unpainted, but fully moulded with excellent details. There's even, I believe, a subtle silver print in these sections here. He comes with a gunmetal grey jetpack piece. There's no printing on the side of the arms or legs on either side. However, on the front of the torso we have a large Beskar armor piece, a gunmetal grey coloured undershirt. The hips are printed with a belt design with those 3 parts of silver paint. And then down to the legs we have side leg armour, a gunmetal grey coloured leg wrap, and then down on the printed feet we have some Beskar armour boots. When we remove the helmet, we see Gar Saxon's face, and it's only a one-sided print. There's no secondary face for the minifigure, and he's got quite a stern, evil, almost evil expression. He's got a couple wrinkles there and some stubble underneath. With the jetpack piece removed, we see a continuation of the red and black painted Beskar armour back piece, all in reference to his leader Darth Maul. And we can see with the slight instances of bright silver that some of the paint has been chipped away during battle. And then underneath we see a couple wrinkles of the gunmetal grey coloured undershirt. And with the helmet and jetpack reapplied, we can now show you the Mandalorian blaster that Gar Saxon comes with. He only comes with one this time, unlike Bo-Katan and the Mandalorian Loyalist. And there's no helmet holes on either side, which is why we can't apply any of the Mandalorian accessory parts that came in this set. Now that we've talked about all three minifigures included in detail, let me tell you all about the new Mandalorian Starfighter. If you've been staying up to date with our previous episodes on the channel, you would have seen my attempt at a two-part building series of this set in real time, with me going through all the different pieces that were being used to create the Starfighter. We did have some technical difficulties, but the finished product of this Mandalorian Starfighter truly is beautiful. And I love all the different shades of bluish grey that we use throughout the set, not to mention all the different shades of regular blue and dark blue that are used to achieve all the different details. The size of the cockpit, even though it does leave some open areas around the side, I still feel really suits the Starfighter. Now, of course, we do currently have it in the landed position, and I will now transform it for you into the flight and attack position. So to transform it into the flight position, it's nice and easy. All you have to do is rotate the wings down so that they're horizontal with the rest of the set, like so. And now you get a much better idea of the painted details, which are achieved all through using Lego bricks and Lego plates. And then to transform it into its attack position, it's nice and easy. We just keep the cockpit nice and level, and then we rotate it so that the wings are now vertical. And then when you're fighting, say, an enemy starfighter, you'll be able to attack them with the stud shooters found on either side. It's really nice and easy to fire off that feature. You just press the trigger here, and then the red stud fires off. And then the same, if I show you the underside, we have the spring-loaded launcher here. We just push the red tail and then it fires off the projectile. Other details on the set are the sticker details. So we have not just one or two, but three on the cockpit. We have another sticker detail on the engine ports here. I love how the engine ports have a yellow, glowing, transparent yellow piece to signify propulsion. You'll find that on both sides, along with a sticker on both sides. We've got a sticker on the back of the engine piece to display engine detailing, and we even have a rotating rear turret position. On the underside, we have a piece that can hinge down thanks to a ball and socket joint. That's to display the ramp at the rear of the ship. Of course, it's scaled down for the Lego set. And now I'll show you the cockpit. But first we need to turn the wings up. And to access the cockpit, all we have to do is hinge up the plastic piece at the top. And to give you a better look at the inside, here it is. You have two spots for your Lego minifigures, and inside there's even a printed console piece that you can see here. And that console piece is side mounted using snot techniques with a Lego bracket piece. And then if I turn it to the side and I grab our Mandalorian loyalist, I've already removed the blaster pieces and put him in the seated position, and the back of the box tells us to place him in the rear seat. And then with Bo-Katan Kryze, I've removed her Mandalorian helmet and put her hairpiece on. I've also removed her blasters and put her in a seated position, since she can go in the front seat, just like so. And with both the minifigures in their seat, we can now close the cockpit piece. But due to the angle of the cockpit piece, we do have to angle Bo-Katan back in her seat. And with Bo-Katan now sitting in a more relaxing position, we can now close the cockpit, and they're both securely inside, ready to fly the Starfighter. And with both minifigures inside, we can now once again rotate the wings down, turn the cannon, rotate the cockpit, and there you see both minifigures in the cockpit of the Mandalorian Starfighter, ready to go dogfight with other starfighters in the Outer Rim. Overall, my final verdict on the LEGO Star Wars Mandalorian Starfighter is a great one. I think it's a much greater improvement on the original one from Star Wars The Clone Wars. The details on Bo-Katan, the Mandalorian Loyalist, and Gar Saxon are second to none. I love the new moulding done for Gar Saxon's helmet, displaying the horns and the colour scheme that perfectly reference the clan of Darth Maul. If there was anything I'd like them to improve on is a better storage solution for the minifigures accessories, because when we had the Mandalorian Loyalist and the Bo-Katan minifigure inside the Starfighter, we were left with 4 blasters and a Mandalorian helmet that we couldn't fit anywhere else in the set. Despite that, I think the action features are perfectly placed. They're exactly where you would want them to be. The maneuverability of the wings is nice and fluid, but there's a nice soft ratcheting joint in the corners of the wings that stop them from hinging and flopping about everywhere. I would, however, like a stopper at the back of the ship so you can't over rotate them back. They do have a stopper. If I just show you here for when you're bringing the wings down. However, there's nothing at the back to really stop them. It's a nice and easy fix if you've got any of those modified Technic pins with the ball joint at the other end. But if you're buying this set and you don't have any of those pieces lying around, it can make it a little bit frustrating when you're putting it into a landing position, for example. With all that being said, I want to thank you all for watching. If you're a returning viewer, thank you for coming back. If you're a new viewer, please feel free to hit the subscribe button. And if you like the video, please do hit the like button. Every subscription and every like that you, the viewer, give us here at Geek Power Toy Reviews really goes a long way to getting us one step closer to becoming monetized, so then that way we can put even more production value into what we do. And that will result in a better product that you get to watch. Until next time, I hope you have a geektacular time, and I will see you soon.